Hey guys, welcome back to another video. In today's video, we're going to be discussing some pretty big news surrounding the Battlefield franchise. There's been a couple big events that have happened over the course of the past few days. The largest being, in my opinion at least, Mr. Battlefield, aka Lars Gustafsson, the creative director at DICE, who has worked at DICE for 22 years, has left the franchise and DICE behind. On top of that, Marcus Leto's studio, Ridgeline Games, was announced, and they're currently developing the narrative campaign for the next Battlefield and, quote, the Battlefield universe to come. And Ripple Effect / DICE LA is focused on creating and I quote, an entirely new Battlefield multiplayer experience that will complement and build upon the series' foundations. We will, of course, be going over this in further detail, but as always, if you enjoyed the video, hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. I stream every single day at twitch.tv/enders. Drop the channel a follow. It's the first link in the description. So first things first, Lars Gustafsson, aka Mr. Battlefield, who has worked at DICE for over 2 decades and was the acting creative director at DICE on Battlefield 2042 and I believe on Battlefield 5 as well. But Lars Gustafsson has, of course, been involved in Battlefield for a very, very long time, and he has definitely delivered us some very great things over the years, but I do think that him leaving the franchise behind is a good call. Number one, if you're the creative director on Battlefield 2042 and this game releases, it's probably time to go. And for those who don't know what a creative director is, I'll just read some various definitions here to give you a better idea of what a creative director actually does. Quote, a video game creative director is someone who makes sure a video game project looks fantastic in all aspects and is often the creator of the game concept. He or she is responsible for the overall vision of the product, which includes gameplay, visual style, story, audio assets, cinematics, and marketing materials. So, given that definition, I'm sure you can understand why I don't really care that he left, because if you're in charge of all of these important decisions and you allow Battlefield 2042 and even BF5 to release in the way it did, it is probably time to make an exit from the franchise, even if your past experiences and past accomplishments with the franchise are much, much better. I don't really have any dislike for Lars, but I do think this is a good decision, and in my opinion, I don't really want any leadership that worked on Battlefield 2042 working on the next game except Drunksy, because Drunksy, I think, is in a very interesting position as he is definitely the most competent developer in the entire studio gameplay-wise, but I don't think he's really allowed to do everything that he wants to do because obviously he doesn't control each and every aspect. I'm sure there's some sort of massive bureaucracy or some sort of system they all have to go through. But the bigger picture here is I really think that EA sees now, and I'm not sure if EA made Lars leave or if he left on his own decisions, but I do think it is important for them to do a complete top to bottom redo in terms of leadership of the Battlefield franchise, because they just need new ideas, they need new things, they need new people running this game, because clearly what's happening recently is not working. And switching topics to something completely different now, Battlefield announced this article called All In on Battlefield, and it's essentially them going over what their plans are for the Battlefield franchise, and it's basically just a statement. There's a few interesting things here that we'll go over. But as always, if you're enjoying the content, hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. I post basically every single day as of recently, so make sure those notifications are turned on so you do not miss an upload. So in this article, they mention it's the 20th anniversary of Battlefield, and they'd like to share what their plans are for the future of the franchise and let us know that their vision is clear and true, that they are all in on the Battlefield franchise. But notice they don't mention Battlefield 2042 specifically, because I would be willing to bet that even though they're saying that, you know, we're all in on Battlefield, I'd be willing to bet there's still a pretty high chance they're going to cancel Battlefield 2042 after Season 4. But they go on to mention in this article how they want to get Battlefield back to being one of the best first-person shooter franchises in the world. You know, they're telling us about all these new studios they're making and how they want to make a completely new multiplayer-focused Battlefield experience. And they're basically just reassuring us for the future. And all we can do to see if this matters is wait, unfortunately. And I do think a lot of people are in the same boat when I say the talk is all talk now. Like, no one really cares what DICE says. They almost never deliver, and we have to wait and see if the changes they've made to the internal workings of Battlefield actually matter down the road. You know, we've seen some of the leadership positions change hands at DICE. We've seen the articles. We've seen the new studio with Marcus Leto. Now we just have to see if they can pull their heads out of their fucking asses and produce a Battlefield game that actually doesn't suck dick. And honestly, guys, I'm gonna say it if no one else is gonna say it. Conceptually, making a Battlefield game is so fucking easy. Now, producing it and making sure everything is high quality is another story, but getting the concepts right, like, oh, class system, 64 players, assignments, yada, 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 it's so easy. And not even DICE for years has been able to actually do that. Not even with the help of thousands, tens of thousands of fans screaming at them, telling them exactly what people want, and they still don't fucking see it. And they still end up making massive mistakes that you wouldn't even really think about. Like, we had to yell at them to put a scoreboard in Battlefield 2042. Look at the way the squad menu functions in Battlefield 2042. It doesn't even list the specific squads. It just lists a bunch of names, and then you can randomly switch to another squad. It's the simple things like that that we shouldn't even really have to complain about, but DICE still manages to get wrong. That's my point. And from a conceptual design perspective, if you're informed of what people liked in the previous Battlefield games, it would be literally impossible to make any of those mistakes. So yeah, some pretty big news regarding the Battlefield franchise, some pretty big developments, some pretty big statements, honestly, coming from Battlefield regarding the future. And like I said previously, we're just going to have to wait and see if any of that matters. So that's going to do it for this video today, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. If you enjoyed the video, hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. I stream on Twitch every single day. I'll, of course, be streaming Battlefield 2042 and a new game called Shatterline that a few of you have been asking me to play. I'll be putting out a video on that later in the week. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.
Yeah, I'm trying to be in the fucking... Hold on, let me pull up on these people really quick with the Andrew Tate fucking bullshit.
I got this.
Where should I put this? And I'm dead. I'm gone. No, dude, I don't want to play. I don't want to play games.